Since ancient times, mankind has had an enormous fascination for life after death. Places like paradise or hell are part of the imaginations of the most diverse cultures and take many different forms. The world of the dead, also known as the underworld, is usually governed by a powerful figure who rules over this territory. In today's video, we reveal these powerful figures from the most diverse cultures. When we think of the underworld, Hades is probably one of the first names that pop up in our minds. The powerful ruler of the Greek world of the dead was not born for this role. He was chosen by lot to take charge of this task. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades shared the world, and by luck, Zeus came to reign over the heavens, Poseidon over the seas, and Hades over the underworld. Hades came to rule the kingdom where the souls of those who perished were sent, and according to his acts in life, he was judged by the three hellish judges, Aeacus, Minos, and Rhadamanthus. Hades granted the judge's decision, taking the souls of newcomers to their fate. The kingdom of Hades was divided into main regions. Tartarus was the place where the great sinners and criminals went, suffering terrible punishments. The Asphodel Meadows were the place of residence of most men and women, people with mediocre lives. They had not committed major crimes, but they had not had major achievements either, and were destined to be forgotten. And there was also the Elysian Fields, the Greek paradise. The souls of the great heroes and kings of the past inhabited this place, in addition to the people who lived an honorable life, guided by the values of justice. Contrary to what many think, Hades, despite having a dark and frightening personality, was not an evil figure. His actions were wise and just. At various times, the god showed himself to be benevolent and merciful. But to gain access to the kingdom of Hades, the body of the deceased had to go through the funeral rituals. Upon arriving at the banks of the river Acheron, the soul of the newcomer would have to have in his possession the payment to be collected by Charon the boatman, responsible for crossing the River of Souls. Without this payment, the spirit of the condemned would drift on the banks of the Hell River for 100 years, until he could reach the other bank. Together with his wife Persephone, Hades had as his sole objective to preserve the order established by the Olympic gods. The cycle of life and death was one of the fundamental elements to maintain the current order. Everyone who knows the basics of Nordic mythology has heard of Valhalla, which all Nordic warriors aspire to. But access to this Nordic paradise was allowed only to the bravest warriors who had a worthy death in battle. The others were taken to Helheim, the realm of the dead of Nordic mythology. The Queen of Helheim was Hel, a sinister figure. Half of her body seemed to be decaying, making her presence frightening. She was the daughter of Loki, the god of deceitfulness, with Jotun Angbora, who was also the sister of Fenrir and Jormungandr. The kingdom of Hel was traditionally not a punishing place. It received people who died a natural, accidental death or one caused by old age. And because they did not have a glorious death, they could not reach Valhalla. Like Hades, Hel was not an evil figure. She just did her job, following Odin's orders. The evil image of Hel is due to the Christian influence in the Nordic texts. The Shinto myths of Japan also have their underworld divinity, Izanami. The goddess was the ruler of Yomi, the world of the dead of the ancient Japanese religion. This is a dark and frightening place where the spirits went after death. The goddess Izanami herself went to Yomi after an unsuccessful delivery. Her husband tried to rescue her from the dead, but her attachment to the underworld was unbreakable. Yomi was a place full of decaying creatures, like her own goddess, who had once been the most beautiful. In order not to allow these rotten creatures to escape from the underworld, Izanagi blocked the exit from the realm of the dead with a large stone. Ancient Egypt is famous for its attention to the afterlife, where Lord of the Egyptian underworld had an enormous prominence. His name is Osiris. The god ruled Egypt until he was assassinated by his brother Set. With the help of Anubis, the goddess Isis, Osiris's wife, resurrected him. He returned as lord of the Egyptian underworld. To have a quiet journey to Duat, the name given to the Egyptian underworld and kingdom of Osiris, it was necessary for the newcomer to have gone through the funeral rituals. In the Duat, the heart of the deceased was placed by Anubis on one side of a scale. On the other was placed the feather of Mat, the goddess of justice. If the heart was heavier than the feather, it meant that the person had committed many crimes and sins. Thus, he would be sent to Amit, a hybrid and horrifying creature who would devour the heart and soul of the wretched person forever. It was a second death. If the heart had the same weight as the feather, the spirit of the deceased was deemed pure. Therefore, he could continue his journey towards the kingdom of Osiris to Aru, the Egyptian paradise. During the night, Osiris is visited by the god Ra in his sunboat. He crosses the whole kingdom of the god and encounters the snake Apophis, who tries to devour him. After the end of the journey, Ra gives birth to a new day, with the blessing of the Lord of the Underworld. Christianity also has a place in the depths of the earth, under the yoke of an evil figure. This Christian underworld is known as Hell, whose sovereign is the devil. This sinister place is the dwelling place of sinful souls, where they will spend eternity suffering terrible torments. Our current image of hell has become popular with Dante Alighieri's The Divine Comedy. According to this work, Satan is in the 9th circle of hell, where he lives his days tormenting the souls of the most terrible sinners. According to some traditions, Satan was once known as Lucifer, the most brilliant angelic figure. But because of his pride, he defied the Lord and provoked a rebellion. He was thrown to hell, together with the other fallen angels. The beautiful Lucifer became the hideous Satan. To avoid an encounter with the beast, the Christian must follow the teachings of Jesus. In this way, he will reach paradise at the Creator's side. In other cultures, there is a Lord of the Underworld. This proves that the idea of a kingdom where the dead go is universal. But the will of human beings to postpone this inevitable encounter as long as possible is also widespread.
If we could see in the Spirit, if we could see in the Spirit, we would pray better, because we would see the principalities and powers that face us. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. As Christians, we are faced with a series of spiritual battles that have no end. From the enemy whose primary aim is to kill, steal, and destroy us, the devil is constantly watching us, waiting to see a sign of weakness or a space so that he can strike us down. We must never be weary because the devil is never tired. We must gird ourselves with the whole armor of God for us to survive to the end. Ephesians 6:13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. The Christian race is not easy. According to history, there was war in heaven between the devil and the archangel Michael. The devil lost that day. And ever since, he has vowed to take vengeance on the Christians.
There is a very real demonic army, and you come across them more often than you are aware of. This reminds me of a testimony I heard from a pastor. He was telling us about a doctor who shared his testimony. The doctor worked in the emergency department, so each day was a high-pressure day. people would be rushed in there with minor emergencies or life-threatening ones. But what the doctor noticed is that some of the minor emergencies were actually life-threatening that hadn't been diagnosed yet. Or a person would come into the hospital with a clear and obvious injury on their arm. All the while the person would have another hidden, more serious one. For instance, internal bleeding or something of that sort. So what this doctor began to do as practice is that every time someone was rushed into the emergency department, he would pray silently for them in his mind. He would ask God to help him identify quickly if the patient had any other hidden injuries. He would then pray and ask God to help him through all the processes he needed to do, and then finally he would pray for the patient to make a full recovery and that their health will be restored. So one day in the hospital, a young lady was brought in by paramedics and was unconscious, and as the doctor was making this silent prayer in his mind, the lady suddenly woke up and turned her head to the doctor and looked at him directly in the eyes and said in the most demonic voice, "Stop praying for me." And then she went back out of consciousness. Demons cannot read your mind, but the power of prayer must have been causing a very unsettling atmosphere for the evil spirit. I tell you this story only to highlight the reality of demons and how even in our everyday walk we may encounter them. The same way angels are real is the same way demons are real. There are some truths that ignorance cannot falsify. Whether someone believes in the reality of demons or not, it does not falsify the truth that they exist. Demons are spirit beings, but they could find their dwellings in humans and manipulate them to do evil. Some of us do not understand the reason some people act and behave irrationally. It may not be far from the fact that they have some demons maneuvering them. Many people try to avoid the concept of demonology in our day. Some would even argue that there are no such things as demons. But demons are real and their operations are real too. Jesus never tried to avoid demons. He talked about the reality and the operations of demons, and he also dealt with several demons in the Gospels. Jesus wouldn't have wasted his time talking about what is not in existence. In fact, Jesus didn't deny the fact that demons have their own powers with which they afflict people.
If we could see in the Spirit, we would thank God better because we would see the battle He fights for us. Often, God fights battles for us without us knowing. And most times, we even end up blaming God for some things that we see around us when we should be thanking Him. Our inability to see in the Spirit has made us to become unthankful before God. The Bible makes us understand that we do not even know how to pray if not for the Spirit of God that makes intercession for us. If only we could see a lot of battles being fought by God for us, we would have learned to praise Him more than ever before. Romans 9:16. So then it is not of him that wills, nor of him that run, but of God that shew mercy. God's mercy has saved a lot of us from different situations at different times, even when we don't know about it. His mercy has been the only major thing that keeps us going. We are faced with many fierce battles as a Christian, battles that we can't even comprehend. If not for God's mercy, we wouldn't have made it this far. People that pray, give, or even fast more than we do have fallen out of grace. If God is to leave us without His mercies, the flesh would have failed us, and the devil would have turned us to his prey. On different occasions, God has won several battles for the children of Israel and still winning it for us, His own people, till today. According to the Bible, God gave His angels charge over us, lest we dash our foot against the stone. This is to show how far God is going to win battles for us, even without our knowledge. It is imperative for us. Now I want you to think back through your life and look at all the situations and all the things that you have been through. And the truth is, you would have never made it if God was not fighting for you. We need to be constantly thankful for all the things God does for us without us even knowing in our lives. Yes, we also need to be thankful for the things that we can tangibly see God do in our lives. I believe that one day when we finally get to heaven, that is when we will finally see how much God was actively protecting us, actively fighting our battles, actively guiding us through the storms of life. I genuinely believe at this moment we will finally realize how much God deeply cares for His children. So now, whilst we are still on this earth, we need to thank God for everything He does for us. Do you know even driving from your house to work safely is
I want to say blessings and good evening to everybody. Blessings and blessings. You realize the intro was a little longer tonight because this is a deep topic. Deep topic. And we only have 2 weeks to talk about it. Today and next week. Part 1 and part 2. And our topic this evening is the spirit world. There's a reason why I chose the spirit world, to start off with the spirit world. And the question for this evening is, do you believe that a spirit world exists? Do you believe that a spirit world exists? We're not talking religion here, you know. Religion is broad spectrum, right? Broad. We're talking creation. It all depends on what your religion and your beliefs are. All right? Now, without going into different directions and potholes and sensitive material to some and their beliefs, this is no way an attack to anyone. We share views, we share opinions, and we give our personal opinion of things, all right? All right. First of all, let me start off by acknowledging all those who are inside. All right? Sipping on my water. Blessings to everybody. First, let me say good evening to Deborah. Deborah, good evening to Deborah. Samantha, good evening to Samantha. Rosie, good evening to Rosie. Marina, good evening to Marina. Melissa Mohammed, blessing, good evening to Melissa. Nicole O'Brien, good evening to Nicole. Marina, good evening to Kimberly. Good evening to you, Kimberly. Gia, Miss Paul, Gia Paul, good evening to Gia. How are you going, Miss Paul? Blessings to have you inside. Wendy, good evening to Wendy. Lorraine. Hey, Tin Man, good evening to Tin Man. Lorraine Thomas, good evening to Lorraine. Nicole, Cheryl, good evening to Cheryl. Bob, good evening to Bob. Melanie, good evening to Melanie. All right, now we are streaming, and this evening we are talking about the spirit realm. First, let us start off by saying, if you believe in a creator, all right, at this broad spectrum, do you believe in a creator? My belief is I believe in a creator, because we know for a fact that if something has to be here, it must be created. This is facts. If the world is here, the world was created. Planet was created. The human being, the shell, we were created. Animals, everything, life was created, full stop. We, based on our understanding, would acknowledge that someone, a supreme power, created us. So to say that there's no creator is to me, very fake. I will not say ignorant. I would say the word fake to existence. Because logics could tell us that things were created in order for it to be here. So in order for us to be here, I believe we were created. Not touching on religion. A lot of people have different beliefs and the gods. We are talking about the spirit realm. Does the spirit realm exist? Me personally, I believe yes. Yes, the spirit realm exists. This is a world, a realm that is governing matter. This is a realm because we obviously know when you leave to go to work, you leave home, you go to your job site, you go to the factory, you create whatever you create, and you go back home. So that is an example of the spirit realm is the home of spirits. Does spirits exist? I believe they are. What is your opinion? Do you think spirits are real? Do you believe the spirit realm is real? I believe the spirit realm is real. I believe the spirit realm is where spirits live. They walk amongst us, they walk amongst us, they be part here. This is my belief. And they live somewhere. They journey to us. They coexist with us. A lot of people interact with spirits on a daily basis. People who have wisdom and are blessed can communicate with spirits, you know. There are individuals who communicate and speak with spirits in this world, you know. To believe that that doesn't happen, you are ignorant. All right? So the spirit realm is a place where spirits live, they domain. Because in the beginning, according to your word of understanding, if you're a Christian and you believe in the Almighty God, the Creator, there's a guideline book. And this book here, this is the Holy Bible. This is the book, right? Don't want to go into too much. But according to the scriptures, when you open the Bible in Genesis, let me open my Bible. Let me open my Bible. This Bible was given to me by a very powerful sister. Way back when. All right? Very powerful sister. I have to acknowledge. I just want to read out a little part of this Bible. That's the beginning, the first thing when you open. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form. All right, I'll stop it right here. For those who are Christians and follow Christianity, all right, what's the first thing that we were taught? In the beginning, God created. You hear? How did He create it? He speak. So now we have to understand that words are powerful. We have to be very careful how we speak things into existence in this world. So it clearly shows, according to the Bible, that there's a realm besides the earth. If you could understand in the beginning that saying, in the beginning He created the earth and the earth was without void, it's obvious that God is a spirit and He exists somewhere. The Creator exists somewhere that is not the earth. Think about it. We're just sharing thoughts, not preaching. By no way I'm a pastor, and by no way I'm putting my beliefs onto you. We're just sharing opinions. So that's what we're doing here this evening. We are talking about the spirit world. Does it exist? Clearly, if you're watching every religion, the spirit world does exist. They have a place that they speak to, that you go to after when you leave your shell. So spirits live there. And according to the scriptures, were cast out and sent to earth and to have dominion over this earth. Man was also cast out. Think about it. And sent the same place that these spirits want. So we are among them. It's not joke about it. Scriptures, the Bible, if you believe, if you're a Christian, we are among spirits. So that means that the spirit realm exists. So there's a world. Do they have people who cross over to the spirit realm? Who visits the spirit realm? Do people communicate with spirits? Do people have spirits as friends? Think about it. What is your opinion? So let's see. Deborah is saying that intro well received. Alexa, good evening to you, Alexa. Nigel, good evening to you, Nigel. Yes, I do believe in the Creator. I do believe in the Creator. I believe so. Soka Man is saying that he believes so as well. Nicole O'Brien is saying yes. Good evening to you, Alan. Soka Man is saying the tongue is powerful. Proverbs 18:21. And this is what he's saying. What is your belief? Do you believe that this is real? Do you believe that the spirit realm is a real place? All right? And the answer is yes. What is your view? Now remember, you can call and give your 2 cents. 755-8055. All right? 755-8055. Junior is telling me that yes, it depends on what you believe, and he believes in the spirit realm. It exists. We are talking tonight about the spirit realm. About the spirit realm. How many of us believe that spirits exist? Shaman, good evening to you, Shaman. Shaman says yes, it does. Cheryl says, Dr. Ross, the place that exists and believes in these things, and for someone who doesn't believe, they are ignorant to the fact. Of course, ignorant to the fact. What is your thought? What is your view? Does the spirit realm exist? I'm telling you my opinion. I believe it does. I believe we walk among them. I believe that spirits are part of our daily existence. And we consist of spirit. Our body. You ever heard the terminology mind, body, spirit? Think about it. So inside Lightning and Thunder this evening we are talking about the spirit realm. Does the spirit realm exist? Nicole is saying, yes, I believe that spirits is real. So come on, saying sense. The tongue, words when we speak things are very, 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 very powerful. All right? And when we look at different religions, we have to look at it as open-minded. We cannot condemn a religion. We for a fact, we don't know everything out here. We don't know. But what I believe that there's a creator, and there is a creator. Let me change my room. All right. Nice then. And let's change room. I want to go and change rooms then, boy. I want to go across and change some rooms. So I'm going across in our next room. So we're talking spirit world. We're talking in spirit realm. You know, sometimes between the live, it's live. So we have to take a little break to change room and to change things. So, you know, while you all interact and chat, you know. For those who don't know, the live is from 8:30 to 9:30, all right? This evening we are talking about the spirit realm. Does it exist? Can you open doors? Do you know people who communicate with spirits? Okay, so come on and saying, my opinion, there are spirits out there and it appears that evil ones are running rampant. All the mass shootings, only evil could drive that. And so come on, you may have a point. Spirit walks amongst us. They're not only good spirits, they are evil spirits. They are spirits that move amongst us and influence us like puppets. So come on, you have a good point. It takes control of you. And sometimes you just lost and you don't know. Or you feel like in our body, you feel you've been touched by a spirit, you feel you have a guardian angel. Spirits moving with you. People communicate with spirits, they talk to spirits. If you believe that you don't have people who can talk to spirits out here, something wrong. If you believe that don't happen, something wrong. We walk, and the scriptures, the book said it, I have it here. All our change room, my Bible here is witness still. The good book said, and it says in the book, that we wrestle not against flesh. All you don't know how deep that is. All right. Nigel, Sean, good afternoon, good evening to you, Nigel. My opinion, spirits out there, and it appears that the evil spirits are taking over as well. True, Lystra, true. I say all the time, this is Deborah, I say all the time it must be some evil spirit possess them. It happens. But what can we do? A lot of us are ignorant to the fact that we walk in a realm, and there's a realm that exists that a lot of us who have never in life experienced anything to do with the spiritual realm. People going to church, people going to study their religion, study their worship, who they worship, and never one day speak to a spirit. And they might say this thing is stupidness, it don't exist. All yeah. All right. Good evening, Leanne. Welcome inside, Leanne. Yes, Leanne, the program starts from 8:30 p.m., Leanne, every Wednesday. 8:30 p.m. to 9:30. Sometimes you go a little over. Alan Percival, he believe it? Yeah, believe it. Believe it indeed. So come on, I know that there are people in the forum who have this gut feeling that is the fruit of the Spirit that is guiding us. Of course. Now remember the beginning. We talking the spirit realm. Does it exist? Does the spirit realm exist? And I said in the early, yes, I believe it does. Because according to the scriptures, God created, let me go back again. God created the world, created the earth. This is in Genesis. It said that in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Clearly we could see here that the heaven and the earth is two different places, according to the scripture. That's that first sentence, you know. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Here we have the Lord telling us in Genesis, as we open the first read, we can go a couple of good verses yet, and you hear the Spirit of God. So we have to acknowledge that this spirit realm is real. It is real. We're not talking about hell, you know. If you notice at the beginning, hell is a place. It's like the prisons that are here on earth. You have prisons that we send prisoners to for doing wrong. Right? The spirit realm and hell is two different things, you know. But we're not talking that tonight. We're talking the spirit world. So, do you believe the spirit world exists? Have you ever had an encounter or believe that you've been spirits watching you? Or your spirits are around you? Or things, or do you believe that there are cliques of human beings that are part of a spiritual army that exists in this world? A secret society. Oh boy. Do you believe that exists? And they communicate with spirits on a daily basis? And they know things that we do not know? And they can control people and change destinies, and they have so much power ordained and given to them by the spirits in the spiritual realm, by high supreme beings? The Creator created us for a reason. What is our reason? We're not talking that tonight, but we have a reason why. Because we know everything that man created created for a reason. A fridge was created for a totally different reason an automobile was created. Man created fridge, automobile, cameras, different things for different reasons. It's obvious if the Creator created us, we were created for a reason. All right. But tonight we're talking the spirit realm. Do you believe it is real? And I'm telling you, in my opinion, I believe it is. Veronica is saying, yes, it does. God is a spirit. The Bible speaks about myriads of angels, and angels are spirit creatures that exist in the heavens. Flesh and blood cannot exist in heaven. Veronica, very interesting point. Very, 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 very interesting point. How can we get into that door? Do people have access to the spirit world? Some people do. Some people do, and some people have no idea. It's right in front of their face. And some people follow rumors and old talk and shun against certain things that they know nothing about. Ignorance is a hell of a thing, you know. Some people have power. Spiritual powers. Ah, boy. That's bigger than you and I. All right. And Veronica, your point is well taken. Flesh and blood cannot exist in heaven. It was said in the scripture. It was said in Revelation. It was said. So come on. I know that there are people in this forum. He said he's got a feeling that is the fruit of the Spirit is guiding. Correct. Giselle is saying, good evening, Ross. I was a child and I believe I was touched by an angel. So many different things could have happened to me in a very dark way. But somehow things worked out. And I was never put in harm's way. And my parents always said to me that an angel is watching over me. How many of us believe that we have angels watching over us? That there are spirits that watching over us? How many of us? How many of us? How many of us? Sipping on my juice, my water. Sean. Hey, Sean, good evening to you, Sean. Yes, Sean. Deborah, I believe depression is a spirit. There is also spirit of confusion. There are many spirits. There are infinity. There are more spirits than man. Spirits have been in existence before man. Think about it. The heaven was created before the earth. According to the Bible, the Creator created the heaven and earth. Man was created from dust. We were never born as spirit. The good books never said that man was born as spirit. Man was created from the dust. The breath of life was put into us. Spirit was put into us. Think about it. Nicole, my cousin, when she died in 2019, her granddaughter kept telling us she saw her in the ceiling and she has on wings. She and her grandmother was very close and she was there and she was 3 years old at the time. You see, Nicole, and some people wouldn't believe that. Some people wouldn't believe that people are seeing their loved ones ascend or visiting them or come back and still walking amongst us. We cannot see what is not given to us to be seen. If you cannot see certain things, you could never see it. And disbelieve some people, we condemn people to mental institutions because they have a gift of seeing things. You know? People shun away and shy at certain people who have gifts, spiritual gifts, and they run from them. And because of the fact that you don't know about it, some people click in certain corners and say, good, them is devil people. Them is this and them is that. Who is the devil? We're not talking about the devil here, we're talking the spirit world tonight. This topic is broad, but tonight our topic is the spirit world. Does it exist? We are coming out of this topic this week and next week with the understanding of the spirit world. And that is what we're talking about. I don't want to stray too much into other things. Is there a door to the spirit realm? If we could say yes, that the spirit world exists, is there a door? On how can we go through? Some people have access to the spirit world. Well, they might believe that, you know. But some people have access to the spirit world. People communicate with spirits on a daily basis. And you know, they walk amongst us like nothing. They look like normal people. Sometimes you may not even know that that person can talk to a spirit, or spirit talking to them, or they're walking and holding hands with spirits and they're going down the road. Some of you might see people walking on the road and talking to themselves like they're going mad. They're not going mad. Some people, yeah. Everything is not what it seems, you know. We are caught up in a tangible world of getting up, going to work, making a dollar, surviving and going back home. We do the same thing over and over and over every day. And is that life? Is that really life? Or is that a shadow? Are we truly enjoying this earth? And the pleasures and the fruits that the Creator gives us? Oh boy. So we're talking the spirit world. Does it exist? That is what we're talking about this evening. So come on, little children see passed on family members. Passed on, okay. Little children. Why does little children see these things? Little children are gifted. Sometimes babies, certain animals, certain things still communicate with spirits more than some humans. Yeah? There's no special place to see spirits. You can see a spirit anywhere. Anywhere. There's no separation. Think about it. Let's see. Suzanne is saying, Ross, I believe spirits are real and they exist. While I was a child, I used to play by myself and I had a best friend who I thought was imaginary, but I swear I used to talk to her and she would play with me. My mother, my grandmother would watch me and tell me stories about my imaginary friend, who I have come to believe was a spirit. So if your children are playing and talking to spirits, they're seeing things we're not seeing. And as Soka Man rightfully said, little children see passed on family members and even other people, other spirits. You ever take a child in a cemetery? How much you ever observe when you go into a cemetery with a child between 3 years and maybe 6 years? We let that child go. Pay that child a little time and watch and see where that child goes and if the child talks to itself. And who the child talking to. Well, let me just like experiment. Mostly there. Yeah. Deborah is saying people use spirits to their benefit also. Yes, Deborah. Deborah, if you can control spirits, or spirits can control, and you in a relationship with spirits, and spirits doing things to you, you feel people will use these spirits to their benefit? You just watch things out here and say, but how that happen? Things didn't happen just so, you know. No, things don't happen just so. If you believe it are no spirits out here, something wrong. Think about it. Stacy, good evening to you, Stacy. Good evening to you, Stacy. Deborah, one of my workplace a while back, when we look on the monitor, we saw something moving. But in the area itself, nothing. I saw that with my own eyes. Deborah, I'm not doubting you, Deborah. People see things and other people can't. People communicate and talk. So, Deborah, your point is noted. I believe what you're saying, Deborah. I believe you, Deborah. Sean Francis, good evening to you, Sean Francis. Deborah, spirits are felt also. Deborah, point well taken, Deborah. Spirits are felt also. People feel spirits. Spirits move things. Spirits move with you. Spirits are real. The spirit realm is a realm that exists. many of us do not know how to go over to the realm. Some people have the key. Some people walk around with doors. There are doors to open the spirit realm. Think about it. There are doors that people go into and over to the spirit realm and come back like normal and go on vacation and come back. They get tired of going on in this world. The good book spoke about, the good book speaks about that, you know. The good book also speaks about angels having children with man, you know. They make giants, you know. Many of us don't know that. We ain't going into that. Deborah is saying that you ever experienced someone pass close to you and all your hair raise. Spirits clash. Spirits move on. You're in a room and all of a sudden the place get quiet. All of a sudden you start hearing words. Many of us encounter spirits because we don't know how to hear them. And we don't know how to interpret things. That we just let it pass, you know, because we don't know. That door to go over to the spirit realm. What would you do if you could realize, if a spirit talk to you, what you will do? If you really talk to a spirit, and a spirit really come and communicate with you, what will you do? June Baptiste, good evening to you, June Baptiste. Junior is saying, good evening, Ross. Spirits are real. People sometimes talk in tongues, but really and truly, they don't remember what they speak. It's the spirit that's speaking through them. They are what you call a medium. You see? On Junior, point taken, Junior. Spirits get into you and take over you. Because you invite it. Do you know, Junior? Based on what you're saying here, Junior, but Junior, do you know, people, do you believe that you can invite spirits into your home? You know that? You can invite spirits into your home. Spirits can follow your home. And you can invite spirits to your home. Good or bad. You gotta be careful, you know. Sometimes you invite somebody home by you. And them talking to spirits, you know. Roll as spirits, you know. They leave two spirits in their house, you know. They send a spirit to get a spirit blow, you know. And that people out there get real spirit blows, you know. People talk things that other people might say you're mad. The spirit realm is a real place. It exists. In my opinion, I believe the spirit realm exists. It's a world where the spirits live. And there's a doorway that the mortal man, not every mortal man, know how to go into that spiritual realm. Think about it. All right. So Kaman is saying, my first house in West Palm, I would be downstairs watching TV while footsteps were being heard upstairs. Spirit walking through your house. So Kaman, spirit walking through your house, you know. So Kaman, spirit walking through your house. You ever hear people say, you know, buy a house, they go and bless the house? You know, buy a car, they go and bless the car? You know, buy anything and they go and bless it? Because the pray, words have power, and some people are so close to spirits. Good ones, bad ones, in between ones. But when a pastor, a priest, or someone comes to bless you, what do you think they're talking about? Tangible, man? They're talking about spirit. The creator, God, is a spirit. They're talking about spirit. We know for a fact that somebody, we all live somewhere. These spirits live somewhere. Don't be ignorant. Deborah is saying, if a spirit talk to me, I did. Let them talk to me in my dream. Now, sometimes you see, the dream is your dreamland is the closest place to where you and a spirit could really talk. Because your body is at rest, you're at one with the soul. Your spirit is moving, you dream. The closest place to the spiritual realm is while you're dreaming, in your sleep. Your spirit talking to other spirits. That's why while we were younger, our grandparents, some of us, our parents, even taught us that we must pray before we go and sleep. Think about it. Think about it. Deborah, up to now, I doing that after hours. I going inside backwards. Okay, so Deborah, let me go to this conversation here. As a little boy growing up, my grandmother would used to say, when you're walking inside, walking backwards. Angela, Auntie Betty is saying, it's a fact, never had that experience. Okay. So come on, when you come in at night, he said that when you come in at night, the mother used to say, when you come in at night, turn and come through the door backwards. Spirits, when your back turned, they don't. So they follow you from behind. They don't follow you from in front. So that means that we have a door, an entrance to us through our back. Think about it. Miss Paul, I remember experiencing, seeing and hearing these things on the 4th floor of Guardian building. What? What? Miss Paul, what you saying here? Early morning and night shifts, knowing I alone. Wow. Miss Paul? You see? We all have experience in a different way, spirits. Some of us can communicate. Some of us take the time to be brave enough to say hello. Some of us say, move from here. Some of us say, oh, you talk. You're talking to the spirit and telling the spirit, move from here. How you know the spirit move? You believe that, but we cannot see. Some of us can. So come on, we had our pastor come in and pray with us in the house. You see? There are people who come to remove spirits. Spirits, demons, all these things. Some people need exorcism. Some people specialize. They are exorcists. An exorcist is not or don't have to be a pastor, you know. There are people who are not pastors. And they have so much of spiritual powers. You believe. You won't believe it now. Some people need exhausting. Alan is saying, once you believe in God, God say in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. You must believe in spirit. Alan, you have a good point. Because it says, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The Father, the Son, we live in somewhere. The Holy Spirit live in somewhere too. The spirit world is real. Miss Paul is saying, I still enter my home backwards day and night. Doesn't matter the time. Miss Paul, day and night. Day and night. Day and night. Giselle is saying, yes, Ross. These things are real. Angela Pretty, Stacy. Good evening to you, Stacy. Stacy being a nurse and sometimes doctors in medical places, they see things that we don't know, especially in the operating theater. I have a friend, she's a mortician. All right, she's a mortician and she tells me stories about nights in the morgue where she hear people talking still. She working the night shift and she amongst preparing a deceased. Sometimes she would swear that the deceased is talking to her. and she continuously be praying because she believes that spirits are among her in the morning. Spirits are among us round the clock. It don't have to be any particular location. Some places more than others. Alright? Alright. Deborah is saying, you see children, they just recognize spirits, especially bad ones. I went a christening, and when the pastor hold the child, that child bawled for dear life. The child went to other people and was normal. Back to the pastor, bawl again. Child is seeing something. Children are gifted. They see the unseen. They cannot speak like us. They haven't learned our language. There's a language barriers, and spirit have language. Some people speak the language of the spirit. So this evening we're talking about the spirit world. Does it exist? And so far we have learnt that the spirit world does exist. And it's real. And there are people out there who are blessed and who are friends with spirits and talk to spirits on a daily basis. They are gifted and they are anointed and they share that. People look to them and maybe some people fear them. So command takes a special person to do that kind of job. Yes, it does. It does. Take a special to be a mortician, a morgue attendant. Yeah, you have to be grounded. What is fear? Fear the Lord. People don't fear the Lord. That's why they're doing a lot of stupidness out here. They don't listen to the words. That is who you have to fear. Lord. June is saying it is really once you baptize, you could communicate with both spirit and dead and alive. Some people are born again, yes. Yes, June. Some people are born again. And they're born into a different life. And they could see things that normal persons cannot. Miss Paul is saying, yes, Ross, I worked CNC3. We met in passing, especially in the car. I didn't know that, Miss Paul. I never knew you worked at CNC3. Okay. Blessings to you, Miss Paul. Welcome. I learned things. I learned something tonight. Good to know we communicating spiritually as well. Shellyan is saying, Tucson is saying, a lot of people doing witchcraft to hurt or kill you if they can. They invoke spirits with evil practices or evil prayers. That is because they can communicate with spirits. And you are right, Shellyan. You are right, Shirley. People have the power to communicate and wield spirits to do what they wish. And other people cannot do nothing and they just get a spirit blow. They fall along, the whole life change, and all kind of madness. Once you are in the spirit realm and you communicate with spirits, your life has been changed. There's no, you can't come out. If you come out of a spirit world, if you from people who believe that they could say, yes, I deal with spirits, and I go now, and my life gone to normal, and I back to my life like normal, you stay there and feel the spirit ain't ready. The spirit ain't ready for you yet. When they're ready to deal with you, they will deal with you proper. It's real out here, you know. But what we need to do is understand. Understand that we are not alone. And give respect that there are higher powers that we can control and cannot control. And we depend, all of us, 95, if not 99% of us, or all of us in this world, depend on a spirit, you know. If something go bad, no. Oh, God help me, you know. You're calling a spirit to help you. It's a spirit you're calling to intervene. You're calling God. God is a spirit. You're calling a spirit to intervene for you. So what do you feel? You yourself acknowledging that the spirit realm is real and there are spirits out there because you're speaking to a spirit to help you the situation. Think about it. Deborah, let's see. Alan, let's go back before that. So let's go to Alan. If you ever have a dog in your yard and you do not believe in spirits, something wrong. Alan, you have a good point. Because having a dog alone that sees things that you don't and make you aware of it is a dog. It's a dog, sister, that we cannot see. Dogs could see spirits. Animals can communicate with spirits more than us. Birds, creatures. There are certain animals that are bound and tied with spirits in them. That demarcate spirits in them. That spirits move with them, And best friend, everybody's our best friend. Alright? Deborah saying about 2 a.m. one morning, I was driving up the highway, Claxton Bay. As God is my witness, I saw 4 people cross the road. I was so shocked and scared that I did not panic. Where they come from? People that see things. And some people might say they're going mad. They're not mad. They're seeing things that the others cannot see. So come on, in that same house one night, I was sleeping and felt something playing with my foot, with my right foot. Thought it was my ex-wife. When I woke up, she was dead asleep. Spirits touching you. Do you know spirits sleep with you in the night? Some people, when you deep into sleep, spirits come in and interfere with you, satisfying you. Spirits, the scripture said it, angels have children with mortals. Correct. So come on. This is Deborah now. I always heard there are spirits there. I never really take it on until I experienced that raised my pause. I didn't have. Some people, when they communicate around a spirit, they pause raise, certain things happen, they get an outer body experience. Your spirit communicate with another spirit. Can happen. Nicholas said, I believe spirits do watch over me. I can testify to so many encounters. Too many to mention. Spirits guide us. Some spirits are moving with us, are guided spirits to guide us. Think about it. All right. In closing, it's already 18 minutes to 10 o'clock. We continue this topic next week, the spirit realm. Is it real? Tell a friend, next week Wednesday, 8:30 to 9:30, sometimes we go over. But we're talking the spirit realm. Is it real? Tonight so far, I believe, yes it is. Spirits are there, it exists. What's your thoughts? Leave a view. We're going to thank all those who participated, give their 2 cents on the Inside Lightning and Thunder with Dr. Ross on a Wednesday. Tell a friend, log on to the page. Every 2 weeks, we have a new and fresh topic where we discuss things and share. All right? God's blessings to everyone. The Creator continue blessing you all. And until next week, Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. This is Rosano, Daniel, Dr. Ross, as many of you would know me, saying have a blessed and wonderful week. May the Creator continue blessing you all.